I'm Roy Lee Lindsey. I'm the CEO at the North Carolina Pork Council. You know, I've thought about this from the time that Kylie called to tell me and that I'd be inducted into the Hall of Fame at the Oklahoma Pork Council. And words really, I don't have the right words to express how much I appreciate the board of directors, the staff, the volunteers, the producers across the state of Oklahoma for this tremendous honor. When I think about the other folks that are in the Hall of Fame that have gone in ahead of me, and what they contributed to our industry, I'm just not sure that I belong in that same mix. And so I'm honored and I'm humbled that they would think of me in this way. You know, I started 22 years ago with the Oklahoma Pork Council as a guy that had never raised a pig. I'd worked with some 4-H kids at their show pig projects, and I told them during the interview process, you know, I don't know anything about raising pigs, and they were very quick to tell me they didn't need me to help them raise pigs. They needed me to help them manage the issues of the industry off the farm. They needed me to run the association and to help build the association and its reputation. And so for 22 years, we worked on the image of the industry. We promoted the industry. I'll never forget a conversation with a board member in early 2000 probably, that it was our goal to put a face on our industry. And I think over 22 years we were able to do that. And so very proud of that notion. We focused extensively on public policy, on protecting freedom to operate. We focused on telling the story of the industry, the environmental side, the health side, the food side. And I think we did a really nice job of that. Certainly very, very proud of what we were able to accomplish in that time. Well, if you think about the folks that really contributed to where we got to at the Oklahoma Pork Council, you start with the board of directors, really. They provide the strategic guidance for us as staff and told us where they wanted to get to. And I think in 22 years, I had 60 plus different producers serve on the board of directors. We had another 19 of those folks that served as president, provided leadership for us. Some 25 staff people came through the office and helped build the Oklahoma Pork Council to what it is today. This was not something I did. This was something we did together. And I felt like every time we added a new member to the team, every time we brought somebody into the office, they added to the things we had been doing. They allowed us to get a little bit better. When we brought new board members in, they gave us a different perspective. And so really, I think you start with that group, the board, the officers, the staff. And then I'd be remiss, you know, there are a number of individuals that, probably too many to mention, but a couple that really come to mind for me. One, you've got to start with Donna Jackson and her coming in as the office manager, first person that I hired at OK Pork. And Donna gave us 17 years and then volunteered and came back some after that even, but really helped establish the systems and the processes and the things that allow the Pork Council to work and to perform every day. I think about individuals that were very important to me personally and professionally. You know, Rick Maloney comes to the top of that list. I often talked to Rick when we were dealing with challenges, when I was uncertain where to go, and he had a very calming demeanor about him. When I'd get all worked up about something, he could kind of talk me off the ledge, or sometimes he'd I think twist my tail to get me riled up enough if he thought I wasn't excited enough about what was going on. Tom Gillum was on the board of Ag when I started, and I think you saw in the magazine, I wrote a little story about a member of the board of Ag coming into the office and asking me if I'd lost my mind the first 6 months I was on the job, and that was Tom. And over the years, really learned to respect Tom's counsel, learned to seek it out at times when I was searching for help, when we were trying to raise money for different projects, whatever it was. Tom was always a guy we could talk to, and really appreciate his guidance and counsel in there as well. I just would come back and say thank you. Thank you to the board for this recognition, this honor. Thank you to the team that we've been able to work with for 22 years. I'm excited about the future of our industry. I'm excited about your future at the Oklahoma Pork Council. Um, there are great people all across this industry working every day to make us just that little bit better. And that's what I tried to do at the Oklahoma Pork Council. And so I just leave you with thank you, and I'm not sure thank you's enough, but I truly am honored and humbled by this recognition.